Okay, everyone. Hello and welcome to a special late night edition or late morning edition of the Relief Valve podcast. It's 4 in the morning. I've just gotten home from work and we've seen some of the elections taking place, and boy, the stupid people really showed up tonight to vote for some of the worst people, including the terrorist jihadist Zoran Mamdani. He has won, a socialist communist, has won in New York to become mayor. Here's a little bit of that.
City where Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani is projected to win the mayor's seat. That's according to both AP and NBC News. The 34-year-old state assemblyman's success is considered a victory for the progressive wing of the Democratic Party.
Look at this faggot. He's like, you guys are fucked.
Public buses free and providing universal child care. President Donald Trump has threatened to pull federal funds from the city if Mamdani was elected. All right, across the Hudson.
So this guy's a socialist communist. His family's rich. His mom is a movie director. His dad, I don't know, sucks dick professionally. I don't know. But the guy's never worked a day in his life. He's never lived a hard day in his life. He has no idea what it is. And he's made all kinds of promises to the stupid people of New York, these young Gen Zers, and they have bought it hook, line, and sinker. And in the 1980s, this country fought a Cold War. So, a hot war is we're engaged. One country is engaged against the other with boots on the ground and shots being fired. A Cold War is running clandestine operations against each other. And during the 80s, it was the big Cold War between the United States and Russia. And it was keeping communism out of the United States, keeping communist operatives out of the United States, spies being sent back and forth, yada yada, to stop that from happening. Now, flash forward to 2025, and we actively vote communists into office to run our cities. And even more than that, we vote terrorist supporters into our cities. So first you had terrorists flying planes into buildings in New York, which they've all very conveniently forgotten about, and now we vote terrorist supporters into office. And this guy he supports the Intifada, he supports jihad. That's the Muslims' war against the West. He's never denounced it. He's always bullshitted and danced around the issue. The guy is a terrorist supporter. In New York, of all places, has voted him into office. So, just a little bit of where he comes from. Zoran Kwame Mamdani, a Ugandan-American politician and democratic socialist, was born and raised in Kampala, Uganda. He moved to New York City with his family at the age of 7 and became naturalized U.S. citizen in 2018. Mamdani is of South Asian descent and is noted for being the first South Asian man, the first Ugandan, and only the third Muslim to serve in the New York State Assembly. Attended the Bronx High School of Science as part of the New York City public school system. Earned a bachelor's degree in Africana Studies from Bowdoin College. Mamdani became politically active during his school years. In high school, he co-founded his school's first cricket team, which competed in public school, blah, blah, blah. And it just goes to how he had a better life than you while claiming that he's a poor immigrant that understands where you're coming from. And some of the stupidest people in New York ended up showing, especially these Gen Zers who are just, they go to college and then they think that they're smarter than you and I, that they're getting this education and they're figuring it all out, and they don't have an ounce of real life experience. They can't handle adversity. They have to have everything handed to them. So when you have a socialist communist candidate come and say, I'm going to give you as many free things as I can. I'm going to lower the rent for everybody. You're going to get free buses. You're going to get a government-run supermarkets. Because, the government-run DMV, you know how much fun that is for all of us to go to, right? What if you had the DMV of supermarkets and you could go there? Can you imagine the fun that could be had there when you're trying to buy food? So this guy here was going around and asking some of these Mamdani idiot supporters, pretending he's a Mamdani campaign helper, and he's asking them and telling them about some of his policies, and look how uninformed these people are.
I'm about to go undercover as a Zohran Mamdani canvasser to see what people actually think of
He's
his
even got the
positions,
stupid nose
past
ring.
statements, and whether they'll still vote for him when they learn the
lefty
truth.
pals.
Let's go. What up, my comrades? You guys voting for Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, I'm with the Zohran campaign.
Yeah, I voted for
Oh, awesome. Can I get your pledge to vote for him in the general?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what does he stand for?
I can tell you a little bit about it. Let's see. Are you cool to increase taxes on whiter neighborhoods? So basically, like taxing white people higher?
No, white people, rich people.
No. He says.
So here's a post from New York Post. Mamdani says white neighborhoods should pay higher property taxes. The price is white. This is, they tried to claim, oh, no. He's talking about the rich. No. He's talking about hitting white people, too.
Specifically whiter neighborhoods.
I just don't think that this is exactly his policy.
Not exactly his policy. Burton Road Tax Homeowners, and there is a little clip right here, comes in richer and whiter neighborhoods. That should be taxed more.
Wait, so you voted for him in the primary, but you didn't know about that? So he doesn't hate white people.
So if he does and he doesn't, come like that's his
Whatever.
No.
If he doesn't hate white people, that doesn't matter. So it's fine for all of them to be racist. It's fine for all of them to hate white people.
You don't want to do it anymore?
I don't think you know how to read his website.
Another leftist
So it specifically
fucking
says to
loser.
tax whiter neighborhoods, defund the police.
Okay.
You're fine.
No, we want to defund the police. There he is in a tweet. It's been screenshotted.
Like no more police. You cool with?
We don't need an investigation to know that the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need is to hashtag defund the NYPD.
I'm chill.
Okay, cool. All right.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, no.
I like the police.
Oh, you do? Yeah. I hope he doesn't defund you. One of his policies is to create safe
City-run grocery stores, defunding police, safe injection sites. What to know about NYC's next potential mayor.
spaces for people to do crack in public. Are you cool with that, or
I don't know. I'm not sure.
you gonna do that?
What that means? Is that supposed to be a benefit?
Well, do you do crack? Globalize the Intifada. You're cool with that? Mm-hmm.
Mamdani declines to condemn Globalize the Intifada, the war against the West, after being asked 3 times. It's actually been multiple times, and he's never denied it.
Awesome. It basically means to like attack Jews worldwide, but like
No.
Is that really what it does?
he won't condemn it.
Wow.
Sorry, are you for
I'm for him. You sure you don't want to freak a few?
No, I'm good.
Hey, you're cool with replacing police officers in domestic violence cases with social workers? Like a therapist would kind of come, like talk about it instead of like do anything.
Nah, not really.
Are you a hot boy for Zohran?
You're a hot boy.
Are you cool with taxing companies so high that they're forced to leave the city? And
Escape from New York. Business leaders say they'll flee if Mamdani wins. So, there's just a snippet of all of these stupid people who are considering voting for him or came out and vote for him since he's won, that had no idea who he is, what his policies are. They're just like, oh, this seems like a cool hip guy that's going to hand me a whole bunch of free stuff. What he's handing you is on behalf of all the taxpayers. This is what people they don't seem to grasp, and they don't seem to figure out. When the Democrats offer you free stuff, they're offering you taxpayer dollars. Well, no. It's state dollars. Okay, where does the state get it from? The magic money trees they pluck out back of the state building? Well, no. It's federal funds. Oh, okay. Do they get it from the free money trees that are planted out back of the White House? Where does all this money come in order to fund all of the things that they would like to give to you for free? It comes from the taxpayers. It comes from all of you suckers that are going to pay into this. Everybody that's working, anyway. They're the ones that are going to pay for all of this crap. So let's say, I don't even know if he can do that, but let's say you get a free bus. It's not free. The taxpayers will pay for those free buses. If he says you're going to get reduced costs at the supermarket, now, how are you going to get all of this reduced food? Are you going to buy like leftover stuff the military hasn't used? This all has to come from somewhere, and this is what these people do. They promise you free things. The SNAP benefits, already done videos on that. How do you get these benefits so you don't have to pay any money out of pocket to buy groceries? The taxpayers paid for your groceries. These things are unsustainable. People talk about free healthcare in Canada, free healthcare in England. Nothing's free, folks. Life doesn't work that way. The taxpayers end up paying for all of that. And then it ends up disenfranchising people from becoming doctors, because if you're going to end up getting one flat rate to become a doctor because you can't charge privately because it's being funded by the taxpayers through the government, and you're becoming a doctor, maybe you want to help people, maybe you would like to make really good money, there's no incentive to become a doctor if you're getting that flat rate that's paid to you by the government in a system that gives you free health care. So now you have less doctors. Now you have less people that you can see to deal with your ailments. Now people have made videos of this in Canada and Great Britain, where they're waiting months upon months upon months to see a doctor from a serious health issue they're having that they could potentially are going to die from before they even get through the whole treatment process. This is what these socialist communists want to do, and this garbage about how everyone's going to be equal and everyone's going to be treated fairly. Communism is still a pyramid scheme. All of the ones that set up communism are still going to rule from the top of the pyramid. Do you think an AOC or Zoran Mamdani, if they're able to be successful with communism, are going to join you on the factory floor? They're going to join you in the salt mine or something. They're going to join you there. They're going to pick up a shovel and get their hands dirty and join the unwashed masses to go do the work with everyone? Of course not. They're going to be your overlords up here at the top of the pyramid, just to make sure that communism goes well and it's distributed evenly among everybody. You think in Soviet Russia that everyone was equal, including fucking Stalin and the rest of them, right? No, he was in charge and ordering people around. There were still leaders. There were still people higher people kicking the lower people in the ass. It's it's amazing to me, or maybe I shouldn't be amazed, that there are so many stupid people that they would vote a socialist communist into power in New York City. It's amazing, or maybe it isn't amazing. I think about I knew, and I'm sure many of you do, I knew just how many stupid people were in the United States. So many uninformed idiots that have no idea what the real score is and what's really going on. But what really was an eye-opener for me of just the overwhelming amount of stupid, uninformed people was when COVID came around. And I saw how many people just lockstep got in line. Hid in their homes, hid under their bed and in their closet, put their face diaper on, followed the arrows at Walmart and rode in their car by themselves with their mask on and got their shot plus 500 boosters. Willingly gave into, you're only allowed to walk a mile or two away from your home, then you have to turn around and go back. Don't interact with other people and 6 feet apart. And instead of saying, why don't you go fuck yourself? I'm not following any of this communist bullshit where you tell us how to live our life over the flu and the sniffles. How many people got in line, gave into the fear-mongering, involuntarily lived in fear and gave into all that crap? That was truly an eye-opener for me during COVID. How many people bent over and took it up the ass from the government and the Democratic Party? They were willing to get a shot. They were willing to be threatened. To get a shot in your arm or lose your job. People actually defended that. They said, well, yeah. I mean, get it or lose your job. I mean, the safety of others. Because, yeah, the sniffles are going to kill everybody. This is how many cowards and uneducated people are in our country. And now you see this recycled in voting for an idiot like Mamdani, who is going to give you all this free stuff. He's going to make New York awesome. The socialist communist who's going to turn New York into a jihad. It's not going to be welcome to Americans anymore. It's going to be welcoming even more so than it already is to illegal immigrants and radical Muslims who hate Americans. It is absolutely amazing to me that we're voting in everybody from the call centers and the helplines and the terrorist cells to run our government. It's mind-boggling. You can't get an actual, real, true-blood American into office anymore. Apparently it's like seeing a white tiger. Chances are it's not going to happen. You're going to get a radical Muslim. You're going to get some Indian that snuck their way in here or something. And we've decided, yeah, it'd be great if the people from the call center that I can never understand when I'm on the phone, it would be great if they could run our town and our municipality. I would love that. And these people do it, and you don't want to give up on New York. This is an American state and an American city. You don't want to give up on it, but there are so many stupid anti-American people there. You have to wonder: do you just if you've got cancer, do you try and heal the tumor or do you cut it out? Which one do you do? And you get stuff like this that happens, and you have to wonder. Do I heal it or do I cut it out? I'm honestly at a focal point here. We're at a line here, and you wonder, can some of this shit be saved? It's absolutely crazy. So I feel bad for the common sense people in New York that are going to suffer more as a result of this asshole. I mean, he's talked about letting criminals out of jail because. The system is too hard on criminals, and we need to let them out. We need to be fair for them. So look forward to more rapes, more robberies, more innocent people being hurt, because assholes like this want to let every criminal out of jail, and they want it all. They want the system to descend into chaos. So that they can create a problem, and they can be the only ones that are also there to eventually come up with some sort of solution. Even though they want you to forget they created the problem, but they will remind you that they're going to try and come up with a solution. So it's just crazy to me. Yeah, there's the Twin Towers. Imagine a world without Islam. There's the Twin Towers right there for everyone that's very conveniently forgotten in New York. So, I would say that New York deserves what it voted for, and it deserves to get it good and hard. But for the people that voted against this, didn't want this, wanted common sense, wanted safety and security for their families, and wanted to have a safe city to live in where you're not going to get raped, stabbed, and whatever. I do feel bad for you guys. If you can get out of the city. I think it's something, in my opinion, that you should consider. And if you can't, you just don't have the money to move, and you're trapped there with all these jihadist, terrorist supporters and retards. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I know it's not all of you that voted for this trash, but unfortunately, you are dragged along with the retards who voted for this and thought that it was a good idea. And it's really sad to see. I got more updates coming.